Good evening. My name is Ann Winkle, and this is my case study for Advanced Curriculum Development and Evaluation, Module 9, and here we go. So, the reporting of the facts. This is a very much a real life case. This happens all the time. I feel like in this society we live in right now with this mindset shift. So, I am Kim, the assistant principal at Triscuit Middle School. I am a technology geek, and I've been trying to develop a technology-rich curriculum at my school. This includes digital literacy, high quality and equitable academic and non-academic instructional activities in order to promote current and future success and well-being of each student and each adult in the school and create future-ready learners. But my problem is this. I have current teachers that love traditional, old school is what I call it, lecture. They like to use the textbook for norm reference tests. It is a Holt textbook. There's not a lot of projects or authentic assessments, not a lot of choice or cultural responsive teaching curriculum. Currently, our state achievement tests are low scoring, and we are on our second year of being on a improvement plan. Students are struggling on the short answer and extended response essay prompts. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. And then, so I'm trying to change some things here, and I started by changing from traditional to a block schedule to give teachers a chance to emphasize on technology. And then it is my decision to decide what approach I want to use to encourage this culture shift of technology-rich curriculum. And there were some options given, and we're going to get to which one I chose and why. So that's kind of what's going on. When is this? It's the school year, possibly the end of one, summertime, because I'm getting ready to implement all these things in hopefully a fresh school year. That would make the most sense. Where is this? It's at Triscuit Middle School, which is 7th and 8th grade, Rockford City School District. It's in a large metropolitan and urban area. Let's talk about the facts of what's going on. Some of this is going to be repeated, but just the main pieces here. Who's part of this is myself, Kim. It's my 5th year as an AP. I'm a tech geek. Everyone comes to me for technology needs, and I'm trying to decide how to implement a technology-rich curriculum. The teachers are also involved. There's 80 teachers. Most have a fixed mindset on the old school lecture approach, pen paper style, and they like to use more norm reference tests. Students are also involved. There's about 650 students. They struggle with the short answer essay response questions. Most of them claim that they got a 0 on that because they don't even try to answer those questions. They just leave them blank because they're not comfortable with them. They haven't had a chance to practice it in the school year. So I'm trying to get rid of that situation. Who else might be involved? The principal and the admin team. This is their school. They're dealing with the second year of being on an improvement plan. And the parents probably need to be involved a little more. It is a low parental involvement school in both academic and non-academic activities. Communicating about the ethical issues here. So was anyone harmed in this action or decision that's about to be made? Students are not being developed into future-ready learners. That's harm to their well-being because of the lack of a technology-rich curriculum. All students are not receiving the content differentiated to their learning style. They're not being able to individualize their learning. Teachers are not being culturally responsive based on the demographic needs of their students. And students are not being supported by their parents. So there is some harm in what's happening in this situation. There's no laws being broken, but the school is not doing all it can to meet the needs of each student. Was there a breach of contract, discrimination, or harassment? No, but we're not being culturally responsive, which could be seen as being discriminating and not accepting all cultures based on our student makeup. The synthesizing of the facts, so putting it all together. So all the details into one. Triscuit Middle School is a low-performing school for a second year in a row on state achievement tests due to the fact of future-ready learning not occurring in the classrooms. They need leadership to begin a second-order change that addresses the staff's fixed mindset of traditional lecture-style teaching to student-centered learning. So a big mindset shift and second-order change is about to occur. People involved. Me, again, I'm trying to make the school more technology rich, and I am certified in many technology areas. It mentioned that I am Google certified trainer, I'm an ISTE certified teacher, and several other things. I'm committed to evaluate, develop, implement these changes in the leadership and promoting my school to be a technology rich. The teachers are involved because, again, they're on the lecture-centered approach, and they think that using a smart board is rich in technology, and it's a way more than that. Students are not being given individualized learning opportunities, and which is why a part of the reason that they're performing so low on the state test and they're not receiving future-ready skills in the classroom. Things we don't know about those main people I just mentioned. We don't know if I am liked by my staff. Am I respected? How many years was I a teacher? Because sometimes teachers don't listen to admin if they weren't teachers very long, including myself. Does she lead by examples? The teachers, do they feel like they have a voice? What is the teacher retention rate there? Do they feel supportive? Do they feel like they've got professional learning that's decent overall, this technology resource activities, and was it helpful? The students, do they feel supported by the adults in the buildings? What is their home life like? Do they feel safe at school? Do they feel like their educational needs are being met? Do they feel like they're being challenged by the current curriculum? Those are all things that we don't know and that we need answers to. Facts about the place. It's urban. It's the 7th and 8th grade building. It's the middle school Triscuit, the school district Rockford, and it's a large metropolitan area. We don't know what state we're in, what's the government situation like, and what are the surrounding schools like. Are they high performing? Are they low performing like us? That would be good to know. What we know about the program, it's a public school, 650 students, majority African American, but the majority of the staff is Caucasian. That creates a situation. About 65% receive free and reduced lunch. The classrooms have inclusion, general ed, and multiple disability population. There's not much parent involvement. 25% attend conferences and open house. So those are kind of some facts. And then we don't know the attendance rate. That can make a difference on these state test scores. We don't know the transfer rate. Are kids coming in and out, moving a lot? And what's the teacher retention rate like? Prioritized information. This could be very damaging to many stakeholders, what I do and whether or not this mindset shift occurs. Students could be affected, teachers, staff, parents, administrators, stakeholders to consult on my decision and how I implement it, principal, instructional coaches, students, parents, community members, and staff. Can I learn more about this situation? I need to have conversations with some of those stakeholders I mentioned in the slide before to get some feedback and what they feel like they need from me in order to make this change. And once I do all that, I will have enough information to make my decision and, more importantly, implement my decision. So the decision is based on what approaches I was given options for. I'm going to do the directive informational, which is when the school leader offered range of choices for which teachers choose a particular one. The choices that I will give them, but not limited to, in terms of what they need to put in their lessons are project-based learning. That includes rubrics, online discussion board, blended learning stations, using online resources more like Nearpod, Kahoot, Edpuzzle. There's so many out there. Students need more choice in showcasing their learning and having choice boards, using computer programs like Apex that have like the pre-test, and then they identify the gaps and they give problems and concepts and videos to help fill those gaps. Those are also individualized to student learning and meet their needs. I need to offer professional development during orientation at the beginning of the year to help teachers feel comfortable. And then I'm going to give time to my teachers to collaboratively plan lesson utilizing the options above, because I need them to use my choices, so I need to give them time to create and use these choices within their lessons. Evaluation of my choice. Pros: students will become future-ready learners. They're going to have student-centered learning, and teachers are facilitators. That's the shift we're going to in education. Teachers have time to work in small groups and intervene with students that are not understanding during class. We're using culturally responsive teaching, which is big in society right now. Students are given multiple modes to allow students to show mastery, kind of showcasing their different learning styles. It's more engaging, and state achievement test scores will improve. The cons to this: it's a mindset change for staff. That's major. It's going to take some hard work, and you're going to have some people not going with you. It takes time to learn. It takes time to create new lessons. Is the technology available for students and staff? Do we have money to do all that? There will be pushback, like I mentioned earlier. Some may quit. Are teachers going to be okay with being a facilitator instead of a lecturer? And students will have more struggle time in a student-centered learning environment versus a lecture style, in my opinion. So you're going to have to be able to deal with that. So how am I going to implement this plan? And again, my plan is the directive informational. Yes. I'm going to consult with my principal leadership team over this implementation plan that I'm about to show you the steps with to see if they have any suggestions or changes that I should make before rolling it out to staff. And then I'm going to have a staff meeting to inform them of the new curriculum and mindset shift and all the choices they're going to have in this approach. Then I will have professional development, professional learning over the choices that include technology options, activities, resources that will need to be implemented in the classrooms. I will build in time during orientation week for teachers to collaboratively plan with their team on creating these lessons using the choices I've given them. Then the admin's going to have to check in with departments to ensure that these choices are actually being implemented. That can mean I am participating in the planning, or other admin is participating in the planning, and then observing during the beginning of the school year. Have chew and chat time is what I call it, just basically informal time for me to talk with each department to give them a chance to voice their concerns, their feelings, their frustrations around this mindset change. After listening, help them come up with solutions together, so it's a team effort, and then analyze data after the first unit is completed and assess to gauge if there's any growth or changes in student learning and whether or not this mindset, this technology-rich curriculum is making a difference, and to show teachers that it is, and data is the best way to do that. To avoid negative outcomes, I need to be transparent. Why am I doing this? And the staff meeting is going to be big. What are my reasons why? Show the data, show the facts. Maybe use people outside of the school that are experienced in technology-rich curriculum or these technology choices and student-centered learning to help with the professional development, or even when I roll this out, help convince them that this is a good thing. I need to be available to listen and help. I need to give teachers time that they need to make this major change in their teaching and their lessons. Got to give them time, got to give them grace, and I got to use data to prove my point. Plan B, if I have to, I'm going to change. Like if teachers don't pick one of my choices, I'm giving them choice. If they don't do that, I'm going to have to change to directive control, and I'll have to begin determining steps for that implementation. And that is my case study and the reasons why I chose the option I did, and I hope you enjoyed. And here are my references. Have a good evening. Thank you so much.